Okay, welcome back. We're ready to go ahead and start preparing the rock off of our Otis chalk bones now that we've scrubbed away a lot of the excess mud and dirt. We're going to prepare the fossils using one of these air scribes, which are basically a miniaturized jackhammer. It has a sharp tip that vibrates back and forth to chip away the different layers of rock. We can take a look at the bone and see that on the surface there is a lot of darker red ironstone concretion on the surface, and there are some spots that have a little bit less iron. There are also these round shapes here. These are actually gypsum concretions that actually embed themselves down into the bone's surface. And we can also see this shiny black area with fine striations. These are called slicken lines, and this is what happens when the clays that surround the bone are shrinking and swelling and the bone is actively moving through the rock profile, and the rocks and clay around the bone are actually polishing the surface and leaving lines in the directions of movement. It's kind of like a small fault. Now, we do most of this work underneath a microscope because that allows us to see the differences between the rock and the bone. And an air scribe is actually a strong enough instrument that it could potentially scratch or damage the surface of the bone. And by prepping underneath the microscope, it prevents us from doing that. As I prepare the rock off of the specimen, I like to hold the tip of the needle roughly parallel to the bone surface, and I move back and forth across the surface of the rock. Essentially, I'm trying to chip away first an upper layer of the rock just to get the rough shape of the bone, and then I can go back in with a second wave of preparation to remove the finer layer of gypsum off the surface of the bone. Since it's going to take a few weeks for me to prepare these specimens, next week we're going to go ahead and visit the archives and learn more about the history of the Otis chalk collections.